You know, as somebody who like dislocated her knee in a horrible way one time because it dislocated, but then I because of dislocation I fell, and so while I was dislocated it bent, and then it was in a location where I couldn't really adjust myself or people couldn't help me. So I had to fix it myself. It was insane. But God, the adrenaline rush that you feel seeing your body in a way that you're never supposed to see it is such a rush of a feeling. Not in a good way. It's just more of like everything becomes okay. Let me try to explain it. For somebody who's like broken their leg or something like that, you'll know how this feels. Everything just becomes such like everything of the background noise. Everybody was screaming in the background. Everything was just like everything just feels so like time slows down. Yeah, no, it does. Everything feels like this is it. Your brain is going like survive now. You know what I mean? And so everybody's like screaming at me. Everybody's like I was crying because it was so painful. It was the most painful dislocation I think I've ever had in my life. And I've had 30. So that was the worst one. It was the worst one because it went in a way where it was really, really, really bad. It was really, really bad. To the point where even when I was like trying to put it back or trying to move my leg, there was like a hit of my nerve. That kind of feeling of my nerve like hitting it. So I was like, oh, I can't. Because my mom tried to like, okay, somebody tried to like lift up my leg. Boom, insane pain. And usually when you're in an adrenaline mode, you're not supposed to feel as much pain. I felt, no, dude, it was insanely strong. It was insanely strong. And I was like, whoa! And I was like, don't move me. Just hold on. And then I had to stop. I had to like stop crying for a little bit. And I moved the things out of my back because there was like a shoe shelf, and I pushed it away, carried myself so that instead of the weight being on my foot of it straightening out like that, it would straighten out in the heaviest part where it wouldn't feel so bad. So I carried myself up, pushed myself back so that the leg would like lengthen, like, you know, it stays straightened more often, and then try to push my knee back. First time, didn't come back. Whew, hurts. Fucking hurts. Okay, maybe it needs to be more straight. Go back a bit more. Boom. Try again. I don't want anybody else to touch it because I don't know why, but it hurts more when somebody else fixes it. Nobody else has ever fixed my dislocation. It has always been me. Not one time has somebody put back my knee for me. It has always been me. So when somebody else does it, it just feels too bad. I can't deal with it. I can't fucking deal with it. And then so I did it again, third try, wasn't going back. It was hurting, excruciating because I keep, you know, trying to put it back, and it was hitting a fucking nerve or some shit. Anyway, fourth time was the charm. I was able to put it back, and yeah, and I cried so fucking hard after the adrenaline went off, and I was like, and I started really crying.
It just gets thrown off the table.
But during it, not a peep. I did not speak that much. All I said was, don't touch it. And then I just dealt with it. But yeah, no, it's a crazy feeling, especially when you have to be the one that fixes something. When you are the one that has to fix something, it's a crazy feeling. If you just have to go to the hospital and you're in the, you know, it's insane. Demi, fun fact, if you fix your dislocation yourself, it's much more riskier for future damage. No, I'm not normal. That's for normal people. I'm not normal, unfortunately. My dislocations is not because of like me doing something weird. My body is not normal. Later on in my life, I'm gonna need surgeries for a lot of my joints later on in my life. Not now, but I've had dislocations in my ankle. My mom has dislocations in her jaw. My mom has dislocations in her shoulder. But like sooner or later, there's gonna be something else that dislocates really bad. I'm pretty sure because I've already had dislocations in my ankle, but I never had like ankle surgery yet. I'm probably needing that like maybe in 5 years. But that's the reason why I'm so like, I'm sorry that I'm like this. I know I'm like earning enough and stuff, but I know them very sickly, and there's gonna be so many things that I'm gonna go back to the hospital for. So like money kind of stresses me out because like I don't want my mom to pay for it. You know what I mean? Are your siblings the same, or is it just only lucky you? You know what? When I found out that I had Ehlers-Danlos, the doctor was like, so this was a 50-50, this was a 50-50, this was a 50-50, your siblings won, and you lost. And she pointed directly at me, and I'm like,
There's this nifty